All right, so anyway, I made a video earlier because last night I was sitting at the truck stop because I'm a truck driver, and I got hit with some fucking force wave herpes flow. I ain't even joking, dude. Check this shit out, right? My fucking. It's the same exact shit too. And it's got some weird extensions to it. So I pulled the other stuff off with the bag earlier, but now it's a part of the whole recreation thing, like using whatever comes at your body and stuff, and how you reconvert it. But what I'm gonna do in this video is, since I fucking caught a reaction, is there's 2 or 3 ways of actually beating this for a guy. For a female, it's harder. But when I got the fucking virus forced on me, like my son, it stings like a bitch. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. But you take solid ice, solid ice, and you hold it right on that shit. For those of you with herpes, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's stinging like a bitch already. And it's growing. And it's going in deep and then down my fucking arm. Which means it's already in cellular and nerves. Which is what herpes does. It gets right into your fucking nervous system. So this is just the basic way of how to beat it. And the actual, like, little sacks and extensions. You use solid ice and you move real slow. And despite the pain, you're going to feel popping and pinging and shit actually exploding in you. That is that fucking virus dying. So you literally got to freeze that shit. And sometimes it takes a few fucking times too, because the way the 3D overlay is. So I already beat it. He just threw parts at my body just to make pain and to make a video. Or, oh, he's sitting outside, spiritual form. Oh, Sodom thought it was a good idea, not Gomorrah. So anyway, this, and even after you beat the like extensions and shit like that, you can keep doing just this and it dies off in less than 8 hours, man. And like goes right the fuck away. No, I'm that positive. They've done it to me a few times over the last few years. When they first did it to me, I let it sink into me, and because I heard my son got it forced down his face, so I let it get all fucking nasty and everything. So and I used solid ice and I froze that shit, and it stung like a motherfucker. But I felt it all popping and pinging and exploding in there and all kinds of nasty shit. This one ain't so bad. There ain't really that much pain, but it's more like you've just forced a chunk on the body just to make pain. But the actual virus ain't coming through, so. But anyway, use solid fucking ice. And like that bag earlier, another way to make your own personal cure is take like a couple ounces of urine, piss in a cup, put it in the sunshine, let the enzymes die because they'll cure on the spot. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. And then what you do is you bring it back to life, literally. And you bring it back to life, and the virus is dead, but it's still alive. You know what I'm saying? But it's really fucking dead. Then you add in a few ounces of fucking electrolytes like a Pedialyte or a Powerade. I use Powerade. And then to make it synthetic and actually organic, take a watch battery, like the same thing with the other corrector video I showed you earlier, like own self, like a feeling of own self, and separate and release. Or you can add in creation too. It's usually got an encoded code in there down here. It's in everything, even like the North and South Pole in the water. Then you light the battery up, throw it in the fucking spray bottle, and you spray that shit down. See, most of the pain in my left arm's already gone. It's less than 4 minutes later. And it was bad. Now it's not. But I've also had to do that ice treatment about 24 fucking times to kill it. So I definitely killed it. It's been like over 3 months since the last time he threw at the body on me. But I figured I'd make this video. And we still got that shit we trapped earlier with the plastic bag. We're going to throw that into a 64-ounce cup full of recreation urine and leave it in the sun. And this stuff coming at the peenie that sticks to a condom, I usually open the condom up and then lip it up off me and then roll the condom down 1 inch to 1.5 inch to 3 inch and so on and so forth. I just lounge around. Then when they force on the body, it leaves a signature or a skin style or a membrane on the condom. You urinate it off into a 64-ounce cup. Make sure your whole shit is inside of there, including the condom. Urinate the fucker right off. Then swirl it to the left is what I do. I usually let it sit. If you let it sit and you dry, you actually extract whatever is inside of that membrane and skin. A known way of getting fairy dust, which has a lot of qualities that can go either way, healing and fucking somebody up. So you gotta be kind of careful. I have some at home. I'll show you sometime. Anyway, so you pull the condom out of the cup by the tip and set it off to the side, which I have photos on here. I'll try to get them up on here too. That's basically 100% cure right there. You can use that urine, put it in the sun, and add in some electrolytes and that battery style, swirl it around and spray down all around you, man. Spray like whatever. For females beating herpes, you literally got to make a mold and you got to make ice dildos. And since you have to stretch this to actually kill the in-betweens of all the little small, I don't want to call them membranes, but they're like little small extensions, so to speak. A female has to make like 2 or 3 ice dildos that can go clearly all the way up in her. And the first one really sucks. It fucking hurts a lot, but it works. And you make the ice dildo a little bit bigger than what your vaginal hole is, and and it has to be during your time period when the sacs are producing pus, and you got to go all the way up in you slow, and you got to leave it up in you, and it takes about 10 to 15 fucking minutes of freezing all that shit and moving real slower than a snail coming out. You know what I mean? That's just the first time. Then you take the smaller fucking dildo that's slightly curved and you try to get around your cervix and your G-spot area really slow. But it works. And it does take a couple dozen times because of all the little layovers and how it's really designed. It's really designed pretty fucked up. It's like 3 and 5 and 7 dimensional in some people. But that's how you kill it. And it takes a lot. And they don't tell you about it in the hospital because nobody wants to mass produce ice. You know what I mean? And say that it's the fucking cure and it takes so long because people expect it on the spot. And that's supposedly an unbeatable fucking sickness down here. And I'm here to tell you, you could beat that shit. And you could use your own body and your own fluids to even make an extension of a cure. You know what I mean? Like you could take some of that fucking urine, put it in with a little bit of electrolytes, and then you could put a little bit of Ambisol for like teeth. That shit sinks right into the fucking nerves and it spreads out. You know what I mean? Like you could do like a double dip like an ice cream, or you could use it like a cream, and that shit works too. And also making ice dildos, you could freeze one, warm it up a little bit with warm water, not too much. But then you take some of that fucking fluid with the Ambisol and stuff, and then you put it back in the mold. I use a regular mold and then a plastic bag. Then you put it back in the same mold and you fill that shit up with that whole other stuff, like your own urine and Ambisol and electrolytes if you want, or you could use enzymes like your own saliva, which that's actually a pretty good fucking idea right there too. And then you fill it back up and you put it back in the freezer and you let it freeze, you know, so a good amount. And that shit will freeze and it'll go straight into the heart of all that shit. You know what I mean? So you guys gotta be careful, but that's how you do it.